Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is John Jay. I'm a registered nurse of 17 years, master prepared nurse educator, and this is Health Talk with John Jay. Now, to get more insight into my background, my education, experience, and qualification, I want to invite you to watch my introduction video. Just to recap, the purpose of this channel is to discuss topics, address questions and concerns, try to clear up some of the myths and misconceptions about healthcare within the African community and the world as it applies. So without wasting any further time, let us get into our discussion for today. Now, how many of you have gone to see your doctor for a routine visit? Let's say your doctor sent you for some testing and was calling you back in to go over the result of those tests. And during the course of the visit, your doctor tell you that, he has to start you on this new medication. And immediately you hear those words, your heart starts beating fast, you start sweaty and shaking, you feel like you want to vomit, and worst case, you feel like you want to pass out, especially if it's a medication that maybe you have taken before in the past and had a really bad reaction to, or you know a friend or family member who may have taken that medication and had some really bad side effect with it. I don't know about you, but I will be the first one to raise my hand. Listen, even being a nurse as I am, I'm so afraid of taking medication. I even common Tylenol for headache, or in Liberia we take, paracetamol. Then when I start hearing about all the side effects and reading about, all those different things online, you may as well forget about it. You will not get me to take that medicine. So I'm gonna tell you a funny story. When I was pregnant with my first daughter, with my last daughter, I'm sorry. When I was pregnant with my last daughter, I was told I had gestational diabetes, which is diabetes during pregnancy. And usually, once you give birth to the child, the diabetes will hopefully resolve itself. So I remember being told that I had to start this blood sugar tablet, which is called metformin or glucophage, in addition to giving myself insulin 4 times a day. Immediately I heard those words. Oh my God, I was sitting in that office. I was so scared. Fear started running all through my mind. I was sitting there. Everything else the nurse practitioner this was discussing went through one ear and came out the other. I was just crying and just thinking, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna take this new medicine. How is it going to treat me? Am I going to start vomiting? Is it going to make me sick? And then I'm so afraid of needles. And now I have to start sticking myself 4 times a day to check my blood sugar. And then I have to give myself needles in my stomach. I was so afraid. So trust me, you are not alone. There are so many people in the world that are afraid of taking medication, even us as healthcare providers. So I understand sometimes a lot of questions be going through our heads, like, is this medicine gonna make me sick? I don't want to get sick. I don't want to start vomiting. Is it gonna give me stomach pain? Am I gonna start running to the bathroom because of diarrhea or running stomach? Or worst case, is it gonna cause me to have another sickness or to start experiencing another sickness than why I'm being given this medication for, and so forth? Trust me, I completely understand. I can relate to almost the same questions and concerns. But to be honest with you, sometimes we don't have a choice, especially especially if the situation that we are dealing with involve a life and death matter for yourself or for your loved one, or if it involves a quality of life issue. So the topic I will be discussing today is my medicine making me sick? Now, by way of introduction, many people have a fear, like I said, of taking medication because of all these questions and concerns. So we're going to be talking about this topic today, and the goal is that at the end of this discussion, I hope I will have clarified most of your questions or some of your questions and concerns. So the objectives for this discussion today, as you can see on the slide, is why no medicine is perfect, and there's some reasons why we experience medication side effects. Then we're also going to be discussing some side effects that are common to most medication, and then I'm going to be concluding this topic. Now, we can all agree that in a perfect world or a perfect situation, taking the right medication should make you feel better and not cause you to have any side effects or make you feel any other sickness, or worst case scenario, make you feel bad or give you a sickness than what you are being treated for, right? But what we have to understand is that no medication is perfect and every medicine has side effects. Every medication you take has the potential of causing unwanted or unexpected side effects, no matter if your doctor prescribed it or no matter if you got it from your local pharmacy or drugstore. According to the FDA, there are certain sicknesses and side effects that are common to every medication. Now, if you are watching and maybe asking who or what is the FDA, or maybe this is your first time hearing about it, the FDA is an abbreviation for the Food and Drug Administration. They are the people that approve every medication within the United States before it can be sold, used, or prescribed by your doctor. Meaning, if they decide, based on research and studies, if they decide that the benefits and how effective that medication is far outweighs, or if it's more than the potential side effects, or unwanted symptoms, then they will give the approval that this medicine is safe to be used, sold, or prescribed by your doctor. So the FDA is saying that every medicine has side effects, and these side effects can range from being minor or life-threatening. But what you have to remember is that everyone is different and every situation is different. So you and somebody else may be taking the exact same medication, and you may be having a lot of side effects from it, and they may not have any side effects at all to that medication. Or maybe you may have mild side effects and they may have severe side effects from it. So you may be asking, so why is this happening, or like what causes that? Well, there are several things or factors that determines if a person will experience side effects or not. These are your age, if you are a male or a female, how your body absorbs the medication, what time you take the medication, whether you have to take it with food or without food, if you are taking other medication that may increase or decrease the strength of the new medication, if you have any allergies, or taking the wrong medication at the taking the right medication at the wrong time, or taking more than what your doctor prescribed for you to take. So again, everyone and every situation is different, but every medicine has side effect or has the potential of causing side effects or making you sick. So when we look at common side effects of medication, so the common side effects that happen with almost every medication is dry mouth, dizziness, nausea, vomiting, constipation, or skin rashes. So I listed three main reasons why we may experience a medication side effect. And these are taking another person's medicine, getting medicine from a family or a friend, or taking herbal or what we call country medicine while on prescription medication. You got to be very careful with these, okay? Because one, when you take another person's medication, this unfortunately is common within the African community, and I'm sure it is probably the same for other community as a whole. We got to be very careful with this because it can be very dangerous. Because one, you don't know if you are allergic to that medicine. You don't know if the dose and amount as prescribed for that person is too strong for you or is too low for you, and then you don't even know if that person is taking that medication for a whole different reason than what you are experiencing. Now, do you know that two different sicknesses or disease can potentially have the same amount of symptoms, but can be totally different from each other? Like high blood pressure and high blood sugar, they have similar side effects and symptoms. So you may be experiencing a whole different illness than what that person is experiencing, and here you go asking them for that medicine that they were taking so you can take it. And then, so when we get this medicine from family or friend, it can be very dangerous and it can be life threatening if you are not careful. And then the other thing is taking herbal or what we call country medicine. While we are in America or wherever you find yourself across the globe, you're taking country or herbal medicine on top of prescription medication. That can be very dangerous. So oftentimes, we find ourselves abroad and we are experiencing something, and maybe the doctor order a prescription for you, and it's not taking away the symptoms. So you remember when you were growing up, your grandmom or your mom or your friend used to give you this country herb that will boil and maybe give it to you to drink and will take that symptoms away. So you think about it and you go, hey, mom or dad or sister, can you send me some of that country medicine that we used to take when we were growing up? Because the same thing that used to happen to me in Africa is happening to me now. Yes, in Africa it was good. I'm not discrediting the effectiveness of herbal medication, trust me, because I myself grew up on it. But we remember in Africa, we were not seeing the doctor. We don't see the doctors routinely. Most of us are not on routine medication. But being in America, we see the doctor regularly, hopefully, and most of us are on prescription medication. So where the danger comes into play is adding this herbal or country medication on top of prescription medication that you are taking without knowing the strength of this country medication, how much to take, how often to take it, or if it's going to react to the prescription medication that you are already taking. So please, if you have to take your herbal or your country medication, you need to talk to your doctor first, and then let the doctor decide if it's gonna look into it and see if it's gonna cause the prescription medication that you are being prescribed to be stronger or to be less stronger in order to be able to feel better if you are sick. So again, please never take someone else's medication. Um, do not get medicine from your friends or your family. If you are sick, talk to your doctor. If you have to take herbal medication or country medicine sent to you, please just go over it with your doctor and make sure that it is safe for you to take so you don't run into any problems. I'm telling you, this can be very dangerous. It can potentially be life threatening. To conclude, for those of us that are of the Christian faith and believe in the healing power of the Almighty God, who may be thinking by taking medicine shows that your faith in God is not strong enough. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a pastor, neither am I an expert in the Bible, so I may be wrong. But I do believe there is nowhere in the Bible where God says that we should not take medicine or we should not consult with our healthcare provider. As a matter of fact, when you look in the Bible, in the book of Matthew, chapter 9, verse 12, it says, when Jesus heard this, he said, healthy people do not need a doctor, sick people do. And also, when we look in Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 8, it says, Babylonia has suddenly fallen and is destroyed. Mourn over it. It says, get medicine for its wounds, and perhaps it can be healed. So, by taking medicine does not mean that you are not trusting in the Almighty God. You can still take your medicine, and this is something that I do. No, when I'm prescribed any new medication, like with the case that is my example when I was sick and had to take the insulin and the blood sugar tablet. So with every medication that I have to take, I present it to God. And I just say a simple prayer. I say, Lord, I present this medication to you. You are the one that gave the doctors the knowledge to prescribe this medication for me. So I leave it up to you. I pray, may I only experience the benefit of this medication and not the side effects. So this is something that we can do too as Christians and ask God to bless the medication. That as you take it, it will work for the purpose for which it is being given to you for, and not make you sick or make you experience any unwanted side effect. But if you are having side effects and feeling bad from a medication, never stop taking any medicine your doctor prescribed for you on your own. Okay? It's important to always talk to your doctor first to see what they can do. Okay? Because sometimes taking the same medication in a new way or starting a new medication one at a time or knowing what foods to avoid with that new medication. For instance, grapefruit juice can make a medication stronger or it can make it weaker. Or knowing if the medicine should be taken on the empty stomach or whether it should be taken with food. So let your doctor know and then also you want to let your doctor know if you are taking any medicine your friend may have given you or something you bought yourself over the counter, or if you are on any country medicine you got either from back home. So all of this information is important. It will help you and your doctor answer all the questions that you have regarding if your medicine is making you sick or not. Remember, it's okay to ask your doctor for a different dose or a different medication. For instance, so when I started on that, when they started me on the metformin or the glucophage for the diabetes, so they started me on the lower dose, and I tolerated that lower dose. I didn't get sick from it, but my blood sugar was still higher than what is supposed to be, or it was still higher than what was safe for me and the baby. So they increased my dose from 500 milligram to 1,000 milligram, and immediately I took that 1,000 milligram. I got so sick. I got so sick. I was vomiting. I was so nauseous. I couldn't eat. So instead of stopping the medicine altogether, because I know this was something that I needed, because my safety and that of my baby was on the line. So I talked to the doctor and I explained my concerns that the higher dose is making me sicker and I tolerated the lower dose better. So what did the doctor do? They adjusted the dose and they reduced from the 1,000 milligram to 750 to where I was able to tolerate. So talk to your doctor. Like I said, sometimes taking a lower dose may be better, or even asking for a different medication that would be that can have the same effect on the reason why you are taking the medication for. But first, talk to your doctor, okay? Explain your concerns and the side effects that you are having. So together, you and your doctor can come up with a plan that works for you, okay? So again, I hope this was helpful. If you like what you heard, I want to invite you to tune into my next video. Um, If you have any questions or comment or something you're not sure of, please feel free to write in the comment section. And then again, thank you so much for tuning in and staying with me to the end. I want to invite you to subscribe, like my channel, and most importantly, please share this information with your family, friends, and loved ones. Thank you again so much for tuning in and staying with me to the end. Be blessed, stay safe until we meet again. Bye.